Causing death by careless or inconsiderate driving, contrary to Section 2B of the Road Traffic Act 1988, can be committed in various ways. Sometimes a moment's inattention can lead to tragic results. This is not such a case. You drove along the wrong side of the road for much more than a moment, and you did not realize what you were doing, even when you were coming to a bend in the road, when all drivers on a narrow carriageway would naturally check that they were driving safely. It seems to me that your conduct, albeit careless rather than deliberate, falls at the other extreme. Taking everything into account, your behaviour on this occasion was not far short of deliberately dangerous driving, which results in a death. I bear in mind that this was a short period of driving and you were not familiar with English roads. The Sentencing Council guideline places the starting point for sentence for your offence at 15 months custody. The range it provides is 9 months to 3 years custody. The death of Harry Dunn is, of course, the highest degree of harm. But that is inherent in the charge and the starting point of 15 months. There are none of the aggravating features that may appear in some such cases. For example, you were not driving uninsured. There is mitigation in your case. In particular, you were not compelled to submit yourself to this charge and these proceedings, but have chosen to do so. You had only limited experience of driving in this country. You offered assistance to Mr. Dunn at the scene, and you have never personally denied responsibility for his death. Other features, such as the short time you drove before the collision, also alleviate the gravity to a degree. You are to be treated as of good character, apart from 2 minor driving matters in 1997 and 2006, both of which resulted in fines. Anyone who has caused death by driving would be expected to feel remorseful. But remorse is important for sentencing purposes, and I accept that you felt and feel genuine remorse. These features require a reduction in the starting point, and I allow 3 months. You indicated a guilty plea to this offence in the Magistrates' Court, and you entered your guilty plea at the first opportunity in the Crown Court. The law requires a 1/3 discount to recognise this. The shortest term of imprisonment commensurate with the seriousness of the offence is therefore 8 months imprisonment. It follows that the offence is so serious that neither a fine alone nor a community sentence can be justified for it. Imprisonment must always be the last resort. Your offence passes the custody threshold, as I have indicated, but before deciding that no alternative is appropriate, I have considered whether that can be avoided. I ordered a pre-sentence report at the last hearing. You will have seen that report. The author has provided me with a great deal of useful information about you, and she has consulted senior officers and officials at His Majesty's Prison and Probation Service. However, the author concludes with no recommendation to the court and state that her inquiries do not reveal any practical way in which a form of community sentence or any other non-custodial disposal imposed by this court could be managed in the United States of America. It is obvious that no enforcement can be carried out, and no breach of an order could be prosecuted effectively while you remained abroad. Equally, no restorative justice process can take place except in person. I'm grateful to the Probation Service for the inquiries they've made. Counsel on your behalf has submitted that sentence should be deferred and that you would arrange to do some form of voluntary work in recompense. I do not consider that there is any purpose in deferring sentence. As the pre-sentence report makes clear, you are not someone who needs rehabilitation. You need to be sentenced, and then both you and the family of Harry Dunn can move on. If I were to impose an immediate custodial sentence, then you would be unlawfully at large thereafter, and I would order you to return to the United Kingdom to serve it. The sentence will be put into effect if and when you enter the jurisdiction and surrendered to a police station. Before doing so, I have considered whether it is possible to suspend the sentence. You have the strong personal mitigation I have already summarised. You are also a mother of young children who would suffer disproportionate harm from your immediate imprisonment, and I am satisfied that appropriate punishment can be achieved without immediate custody. Please stand up, Mrs. Sacoolas. You are disqualified from driving for 12 months for the offence of causing the death of Harry Dunn by your careless driving. The sentence is 8 months imprisonment, suspended for 12 months. There will be no additional requirements.